There we go. Sorry about that. All right. Thank you for joining me. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. I want to say hi to everybody who's here. What is going on? There, I had myself listening to myself there. All right, so Dizzy Dragon, thanks for being here. Dale Cox, Rick Spicer, Jason P, Chili Phil, Charlie Mullins, good to see you. Blocky, good to see you, dude. That's everybody. Maybe not. Jerry Fowler's here. Thank you for stopping in. Silver Surfer, Tim D. Texas Hotspot, Miguel Torres, the Arabian Bard. Thanks for being here, you guys. So I thought we'd hang out tomorrow, just so you guys know, tomorrow. I was trying to figure out how to do a bus pass only live stream through StreamYard. Can't figure it out. So today I was going to do that today initially, but since I couldn't figure it out, tomorrow we're going to do it. We just won't be going through StreamYard. Paul Hoffney, good to see you. Honey, excuse me. Sorry, dude. Paul's a great sauce maker, you guys. I got some great sausage to review soon. You're going to love them. Yolanda, good to see you. Vern, good to see you. Heisenberg. So I thought it was kind of funny. Yesterday, someone said in a comment that I look like somebody that I hadn't heard before. Because I've heard most of them. You know, here's the thing. Everybody in this chat that's listening to me right now, you look like somebody. You look like somebody famous. You just don't realize it. If you want to find out who you look like, hi, Jane. Hi, Ted. Start a YouTube channel. Goth, good to see you. Yeah. So check this out. I want to show you these. These are sort of funny. This is, I'm going to show you the ones that I hear the most. I hear De Niro a lot. Now, you guys, here's De Niro from the movie Taxi Driver. Now, the next picture I'm going to show you is a picture of me when I was young. There's me as a kid. I still get De Niro a lot, but I got it a lot more when I was young. Another one I get all the time is this dude. His name is Corey. I think it's Corey Hart. He's saying I wear my sunglasses at night. I have my sunglasses right there. I should have put them on. I heard that a lot when I was young. I hear this one a lot. Surge, System of a Down. I get that one pretty frequently. I get this one a lot, believe it or not. That's Greg Jackson. He's a UFC coach. I get him pretty frequently. This is a dude I get a lot. Christopher Maloney, I think his name is. He's from NYPD or it's NYPD. I'm not quite sure. I think it's NYPD Blue. This dude here, I look like this dude apparently. This is Leonard Susskind. He's a physicist. I hear that a lot. I get this one. This is one I get a lot. If you look at them side by side, you can see it. Me and John Malkovich. Now, he doesn't have a goatee like that, but it looks pretty good, doesn't it? And then the other one I hear a lot is Master Roshi. Believe it or not, I get that in the airport sometimes. If I'm wearing sunglasses, I get it all the time. But the new one I just got was this dude, Elias Koteas. He's like a Canadian actor. Isn't that kind of crazy? Scott Ian. I forgot about Scott Ian. I get that one a lot too. Bull Cow. Good to see you, Bull Cow. Drew, good to see you. Narfman, good to see you. I look like your wife's uncle. There you go. But I get it all the time. I really, really do. The one I get the most is probably Malkovich right now. When I was younger, it was De Niro. Chris and Melinda, good to see you. Thank you for being here. You were the one saying Elias. There you go, Miguel. I hadn't heard that one. That's a new one for me. How you feeling, Bull Cow? You doing all right, man? One in the chats for Bull Cow's health, man. I love that dude. He's got some health issues right now. I haven't done those yet. I have them in the kitchen right now. Bull Cow sent me a new challenge. And you know Bull Cow's challenge? They're always gnarly. It's a plantain, which is a dirty trick for kids. You see a plantain and you want one because you think they're going to be a really cool sort of banana, but it's not. but if you cook them, they're really cool. I look like a guy that sold me a dime bag behind Circle K in San Antonio, Ted Hammond says. Wasn't me, Ted. Honest to goodness, man. Wasn't me. Dashman. There we go. Dashman says, just want to say, really enjoy your videos. It's really cool that you actually teach what the peppers are, the different parts. I really enjoy it. Thank you. You know what, Dashman? When I first started, I was saying this in a video yesterday. I didn't know a thing about peppers. I knew I liked them, but I didn't have, I know a lot more now than I used to. I'm good, Terry. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing good. Terry Sutherland, thank you for being here. Fried plantains. You know what? I went to Puerto Rico and had mofongo. Make that with plantains. Mofongo. It was one of the best tasting things I ever had. God, it was great. Rick Spicer's greeting everybody. What a good dude. New York upstate. That's where Jeremy's from. I got you. All right, so we have a lot of we've got all the details hammered out for the first After the Burn with Troy. Got a bunch more people that agreed today, so it's shaping up. It's going to be a really, really fun series. Silver Surfer. When I was in Puerto Rico, I found this place. This little. I'll tell you what. It's probably not the kind of place like tourists would go. It seemed like I don't know how we even found it. But I went there every day for like a week. It was so amazing. The food was amazing. Wow, Ted, I don't think you got. I just talk a lot. Don't confuse talking a lot with expertise. I appreciate you saying that. He says I'm the most diverse expert on YouTube with peppers. The absence will be hard to explain. To replace. No, you know what? Listen, I want to tell you something. Thank you for saying that, Tony Haymaker. Good to see you. I have an uncle who said once that. Graveyards are full of people the world couldn't live without. Do you guys ever remember the movie Cable Guy? Remember Cable Guy? Throughout the whole movie, they're following this trial, the sensational trial on like court TV. At the very end, everybody, the whole world's hanging on, and the cable goes out, and they're like, "Hey, what's up? They just turn the channel." Listen, you guys will be fine. But thank you for saying that. Tim D says, do you use any beard balm or anything? I make my own for my buddies. You would like it all natural. I can send you some on me just for an honest review. Sounds cool, Tim. Email me at chasetheheat@gmail.com. I don't actually. I've used exactly Windmill Willie. I don't actually use a specific. Over the years, I've used a lot of different kinds. I'm pretty flexible. I don't really have a regiment. Like in American Psycho, remember he had that thing he did every day, certain kind of skin conditioner, and that was crazy. I watched you guys ever watch like true crime stuff? I watched interrogation of this dude. I don't know if you guys saw it. I'm sure somebody here saw it. This dude, he saw the movie American Psycho and made that his marching. That was what he was all about. Throughout the interview, he's dropping lines from the movie, and then the guy doing the interviewing doesn't really know it. And it was one of the strangest interrogations I've ever seen. And he used the same skincare thing. It was bizarre. Rico Dorsey, good to see you. I'm great. Thank you for asking. Dale Cox, good to see you. Creator Manuel, good to see you. Thanks for being here. That's Parnell asked. I'm going to answer. I usually kind of avoid answering questions like that. But when's Ed Curry going to send you a Pepper X? He's not going to send me a Pepper X. And so everybody should just not worry about it and don't stress. Claire, hold on. I think I saw that earlier. Oh, there you go. Heisenberg says, Johnny, could you give a shout out to my 7-year-old Claire? Hi, Claire. Thank you for watching with your dad. You got a pretty cool dad. I've eaten hot stuff with him before. So thank you for watching. And that's why this is a family show, you guys. And that is the reason. Good question. You think I'll grow peppers once I start to wind down the channel? That's what I could do. I could just like the first half of the first 10 years was just reviewing stuff. The next portion could be growing stuff. I don't know. takes a lot of time. Mark Palavos. I found a picture of you and me, Mark. I'm going to show one of these days. From that time we ate it at that. We were down in Florida. You remember that? I can't remember the name of the place. Josh Cohen, good to see you. Riley Rose, in case you're there. How you doing? Quade Prescott, good to see you. Mike Chili Eskimo Stoltz, good to see you. It's the Costanza. In the South, it's hard to go anything because the dirt is sandy. What's the best potting soil brand for growing? I don't know because I haven't grown, but I'm sure there's somebody. If somebody in the chat has a good potting soil that it's the Costanza can use, can you turn them on to that? I appreciate it. Here we go. Lawn Dog says, chase the heat, Johnny. Had a great opportunity to share the channel and everything it's about. Some delivery guys turn out to be chili heads. How cool is that? That's a neat thing. Thank you, Lawn Dog. Zach X, good to see you. We're just sitting around chewing the fat, as they say. Oh, Riley Rose is there. I'm so glad I said hi to you, Riley Rose. So what? Riley Rose must be 8 or 9. Is that how old she is now? Goodness gracious. I think it's probably like that. Noah Wright, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Scott's Terry Sutherland says, a good soil is Scott's topsoil for beginners. There's a beginner soil? Is there an advanced soil? I'm kind of curious. Ted Hammond says, what's the latest on the car design? The car is pretty tight. There's nothing really we need on it. It's pretty amazing. Vern Ashcroft, good to see you. Brother Scoville Electric. BSE. Northman says, given your passion for peppers, I'm sure you'd make an excellent grower. I don't know. Oh, Drew has a good idea. Here we go. Here's a good idea. Not everywhere in the South is bad for growing. My advice is get your soil tested. See what you need to add to it. So that brings up an interesting question. I assume then there are companies that just test soil. Is that the deal? That'd be a pretty cool gig, huh? Oh, wow. No way. Riley Rose is 9. She was 4 when I met her. She was a little girl. Riley Rose, you're getting big. Holy moly. 9. Double digits next year. That's crazy. Whew. I can't believe that. It's funny how the channel, that one person left a comment yesterday. They couldn't drink alcohol when they started watching the channel. Now they've graduated college. The second kid's on the way. They've got a mortgage payment. I swear it's funny. Oh, no. Noah Wright messed up my tailbone last night. Pretty sure I broke it. Lots of pain. Pain is good, like hot peppers, right? I don't know about that, dude. Listen, I dig pain, but that's not one I can get behind. Pardon the joke. Tailbone, man, it's brutal. Any back pain is not, I listen, you know what? If I could go back and do things over, I never should have played the sports I played. And the way I treated my body when I was young, I treated it like I was going to get a new one when I hit 50 or something. And it doesn't work that way. There are times where something hurts and I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that. I know exactly why it hurts. It's crazy. Cosmic Christie, good to see you. Oh, Lawn Dog says, Johnny had to bring up my Hellfire hoodie. Tell them about Super Hot on Hulu. You know what? I know that they're taking it off Hulu, but apparently someone said it's still on. I'm not sure if it is or not. That's what I heard. How many days do we have for pod season, Chili Phil asked? I don't know, man. We don't have a whole lot left for this one. We have 2 more seasons for the channel, which is going to be great. We're going to make a big deal out of it. I'm excited. This is a great one. Sigma Sav says, I just wanted to say hello. Thank you for helping me get sober off my alcohol, my friend. Off of alcohol. I'm so proud of you. Those are my favorite comments, man. They really are. The funny thing is I didn't help you do a thing, bro. That's the truth. You did it. When the teacher's ready, the student appears, or when the student is ready, the teacher appears. That's what happened. You weren't ready, and then you were. When you were, I happened to be the teacher, but it was all you. Honest to goodness, it was all you. I'm proud of you, by the way. Keep it going. Where am I at on my sobriety? Just you guys, since we're talking about it, I am currently at 5 years, 6 months, and 14 days. 2,224 days of sobriety right now. It's pretty cool. Here we go. This is where you can get your soil tested. Jane Aldrich says, if there's a university with an agricultural department near you, there's probably have some sort of extension or outreach program that can advise you and possibly do the testing. That's pretty cool. 3 nights in a row, we're going to have a live stream every day until 2026. I promise you this, we're going to have them on most days. I'm not sure about every day, Josh, but we're going to have them on most days. We're going to do a lot of them. We're kind of transitioning to live. It's not going to be an exclusively live channel because there's still going to be a lot of pepper reviews and sauce reviews and stuff for me to review in 2025 and 2020 at the end of 2024 and 2025. But there's going to be a lot of live streams. Boy, I'm excited about the people we're reviewing. We have some really cool ones. I announced this. I think I announced it yesterday. I did. One of the reviews I've got is Brian Scope from High Desert Entertainment. He's the producer of the show it's on Super Hots. It was pretty cool. Oh, Vern says, yesterday was 1 year and 3 months free of alcohol for me. Man, that's awesome. Congratulations. That's so cool. Yeah, my number of days matches the year, 2024. That's right. Very cool. It's interesting. There really is a correlation. Do you guys see it? Even if you're somebody who doesn't have a problem, do you guys see how many people in the chili community are sober from something? There's absolutely a correlation between sobriety and that. No one will ever convince me of anything else. Crud, I'm late. Gotta go to Wally World. Go forever. Cosmic Chris, he says, hi, Chili. Feels like it's been forever. So if you guys listen, I'm going to give you a little secret about the I don't think I've announced this. The new series we're doing called After the Burn. I'm going to be interviewing everybody, some of the coolest people that are not even chili related, but some really amazing interviews we're going to be doing. In order to leave a comment, you've got to be a subscriber on every one of them. That's how it's just going to be that way. So if you're going to want to leave a comment, make sure you subscribe. It's a big deal. Once you get once you start getting some days under your belt, Sigma, you start getting a lot more confidence in it. You know what I mean? You have the wind at your back. Matt Winstead asks, hey, Johnny, what about another Warthog challenge? Keep up the awesome videos. God bless. Thank you. You know what? I don't have any Warthogs right now, or I would. But I will tell you what, that's another interview that I'm really, really excited about, interviewing Matthew. He's a great dude. For information, Jane says, whoops, see that? They moved. They snagged Legos instead of Jane's. I'll get to Jane's in just a moment. I had to go to Walmart for gopher and gopher-related products. There you go. Jade says, for your information, I think that your buddy worked with folks I know at Clemson Extension Service on the Carolina Reaper. Allegedly. That's going to be a really, really interesting interview because there are people that, like in the chili community, that are going to have some questions for him. And I got some questions for him. It's going to be fun. Metal Music Maniac, good to see you, man. Sigma says, thank you, Johnny, and thank you, everyone. I made some hot sauce out of some awesome mash Matthew sent me. I'd love to send you some, Johnny. Sigma, you know what? We still have some time left in the pepper season. So if you want to maybe email me at chaseeat@gmail.com in like a month or so, we may be able to work that in. Narfin says, I'm excited for After the Burn. Tons of great, interesting people in the chili community. Boy, they really are. There's some really, really cool ones. And I've got, you know what? To me, it's the absolute perfect ending because by the time I'm done with the 2 years, everybody you've heard about, every single person, not every single person, but the majority of people that were instrumental in making all of this happen, you're going to know. And I was talking to one of the fellows today that I'm going to be interviewing, and it was interesting because I said to him, same thing I said yesterday, like I was using Primo as an example. When I hung out with Primo, I never, it's like anytime you connect with somebody, you guys, you meet a person and you guys sort of just connect. You have a lot of things in common. You don't interview each other. You just sort of, there's a connection. You guys have a vibe well, and you just kind of, it's easy to get along. So that's what it was with me and Primo. I never, I sat down and grilled him and asked him questions. But that said, there are a million really cool questions I want to ask him, like having nothing to do with peppers, even like music and stuff. It's going to be very cool. Noah says, any news about Pepper X and what it truly tests out as? Nope. Here's the thing. It's not even something I'm thinking about, to be really honest with you. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's not even something I'm thinking about. So I've eaten every important pepper on the list, and having eaten the Warthog this past season, it blew my lid off. The hottest thing I've ever had. Yeah, I mean, as far as like I feel like we really accomplished most of what we set out to accomplish, So I'm not really too worried about Pepper X, I'm really not. Lego. It sucks because I was hyped for Pepper X when I heard about it. No, I was too. Everybody was, Noah. If Ed gives him a Pepper X, then he doesn't end the channel. You're funny, Dizzy. No, man. Listen, here's the thing. Listen, it may not feel like it now, but I promise you, by the time it's done, it's going to feel like the right thing. You know what I mean? Look, I've been watching YouTube forever, a lot of years, and I've seen a lot of channels that I was really into that just kind of either fade away or just stop. Or I've never seen one where there's a start, a middle, a beginning, and an end, where it kind of wrapped up nicely at the end. And I think that's what we're going to do here. I'm excited about that. I'm not looking forward to having it over, but I'm excited about it. Josh says, need more of you and your brother. He's great and hilarious. He is. We'll be doing another one on Saturday night. So look forward to that. Speaking of, there's Rascal right there. Look at this. Chili Phil says Pepper X isn't real. I don't know. I think it's a real pepper because I saw a picture of it. How hot it is, that's a different story. I don't know. Yeah. It's such a non-issue for me. It really is. Here we go. Will you end up with a Johnny Scoville Chili Museum in my home? I'll tell you what, I have some really cool stuff. You know what I probably will do, Tracy? It's funny you bring that up because I have some great stuff you've sent me. You know what I mean? The coin and the surfer. So I have plaques and stuff, paintings people have done. And honest to goodness, I have the stuff people have knitted and drawings and stuff. So towards the end, I probably will do something like that, Tracy, like have a video where I just show off all the different stuff people have sent me over the years because it's insane. I mean, it really is. There's a lot of stuff. Dizzy, he's really working it. Now, if you aren't really worried about it, then the challenger is no problem. Listen, we have a lot of content left. I mean, 2 years is a lot of time. By the time we're ready to land or pull the bus into the last station for last time, we'll be good. Lego misses the fire truck. He wants me to know. I'll pull it out at some point. Drew says, will I ever take us along on the Harvest 912 bus? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to be with them again, hopefully soon. And when I do, we'll do that. I'll tell you what, it's an amazing thing, that bus. It really is. There you go. Mark Palavos, a friend of mine. Thank you for that question, dude. Hi, Caleb, by the way. Mark asked, what was the spark that made me start Chase the Heat? Somebody on a different chili channel cursing up a storm in front of my daughter. That's the truth of it. I was divorced. It was my weekend or my week with the kids, and I was sitting down and I'm watching a video of a dude eat 2 chocolate bootlets. And I said, "Honey, come here." She came over and sat next to me, and he just went let loose a string of f-bombs. And I don't talk like that in front of my children. I just don't. And it was a bummer. And that I remember thinking, like, I was like, I wish there was a channel that was fun. It was about peppers, but was family friendly and entertaining. And that was the goal. Noah asks, I wonder if that guy is still around doing reviews. He's not. And believe it or not, he's somebody that I'm entertaining the thought about reaching out to and seeing if he would allow me to interview him. At the time, back in the day, he was a very, very controversial dude. Very, very polarizing. You loved that dude or you hated that dude. And I thought he was, and like the fact that he cursed that day, but it was the motivation that got this thing started. So in a sense, I owe him something for that. So I'm entertaining the thought about that. But I have man, I'll tell you what, I can't wait for this to all go, Yeah, it is Ted. That's who it was, Mark. It's Ted. Ted was an interesting guy, man. I mean, one thing that just has always hurt me for that guy, this broke my heart for him. When I started, I was just getting started. I was all fired up. I wanted to grow the channel. I was excited about it. I came out guns blaring. And at the time I started my channel, he had 96,000 or 95,000 subscribers. He was a few months away from that plaque on the wall with his name on it. And he got his channel dropped, deplatformed. That's brutal. Brutal. I was scared to death for a while. It was weird. When I first started, it was different. I had a bunch of strikes. I've had 4 of them. I had 2 at one time. Unbelievable. I haven't had a strike in a really, really long time, which is good. Years and years I haven't had a strike. Speaking of cursing, how's Jimmy? I haven't talked to Jimmy in quite a while, actually. I don't know how he's doing, to be honest with you. Here we go. Mitch Roseberry says, sorry, I'm late. Nah, listen, you're right on time, dude. Hope you're doing well, fellow bus riders. And Johnny, I've been watching you since the beginning and now catch as many of the last few lives as possible. We got a bunch more, Mitch. We got years to go, man. A couple of years to go. Here we go. Sigma says, my fiance is from the Philippines. I'm going there again in December. I'll be giving her cousin a bunch of seeds, including many that Matthew sent me. I want to spread the pepper love there. Absolutely. Yeah, you know what's really funny? Matthew sent those seeds all over the world. Now, listen, I'm glad you brought it up. There's still a lot of people who have not received their seeds yet. It's not that he's not getting you or he's going to blow you off. First of all, you're getting them for free. So try to, and he's going to get to you. He had over 600 requests. He filled 400 of them. He had over 600 requests as of a couple of weeks ago. He's growing to meet the demand. But next year, he's going to give away version 2, phenotype 2. So that's just the coolest thing. He's just a really good dude. This is interesting. The perception of spicy food content has changed a lot. I think Hot Ones had a lot to do about it. They certainly have influenced, yeah, I would agree with that. Noah asked me, have I ever thought about coming up with my own cross of pepper? The funny thing about it is years and years ago, I bred exotic boa constrictors. And I had a snake that I spent $7,500 on that died. You have no idea what it's like to have a $7,500 animal die on you. I decided then I was never going to have a business where there were that many variables, like something that has a heartbeat that can stop beating. Growing pods is even worse. There's a million variables. There's weather and just everything else. They're just, and then how much time there is. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've thought about it. I've come close to doing it, but I don't know. Listen, there are snakes that cost a lot more than that. Believe it. Noah says, I feel for they've raised all kinds of livestock and such money for many years. A lot of money just to lose them on a fluke. It was weird too, because I was married to my kid's mom, and we were breeding boa constrictors. They were not pythons, they were boas. Now pythons lay eggs, boas give birth live in a little clear sac. They break through, and that's how they give birth. And I bought the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd albino boa ever produced in captivity. This is a long time ago. I bought it from a guy in Maryland named Peter Call Reptiles. Super cool guy. But I went down there with a pile of cash. And I bought 3 albinos, 1 male and 2 female, all different bloodlines, so they weren't no relation. I bought a striped boa. I bought an anathoristic boa, which is a boa that lacks any red pigment. I bought a couple others. I can't remember. And so I only had 1 male. So it was it was a critical component to the albino project, because I had 2 females. I needed a male. My male died. It was terrifying. I didn't have a male. So I bought a big boa. It was the only boa I ever bought as an adult. I bought a proven breeding adult male, and it was the biggest boa I ever had. It was like legit 8 feet, which is huge for a boa. It was a very big boa, and it was anathoristic heterozygous for albinism, which means the snake, looking at it, it wasn't albino. It was just missing the color red. So it looked like a black and white version of a boa, but it carried the gene for albinism. So when I crossed it with the albinos, 50% of the babies would show the trait. The rest, 25%, carried the trait. It's 25% ended up being normal. But that's how I kind of beat the system. But I would never, that was a horrifying thing to open up. It was while I was moving across country, relocating, and I had 60 snakes in this van we were driving. And when I got to the destination, I opened the first bag, and it was the male albino, and it was dead. I opened the second bag, and there was a regular snake, just a regular boa, that was also dead. So the first 2 bags I opened, they were dead. I just started panicking because I had 55 other bags to open. I was like, oh my God, they're all dead. None of the other ones were harmed at all. It was, I don't know what it was. All the other ones were fine. But there's so much work in breeding boas. You guys have no idea. It's insane. It's incredible. And you get bit a lot. That's the other thing. I got bit a lot. And that's no fun. I mean, there's no getting used to getting bit by a snake. You can get, you handle cats. They claw you and bite you. They're cats, When you get bit by a snake, man, it's not like you can ever train yourself to not move your hand when it strikes you. You pull your hand away because it's horrifying. You know what I mean? And their teeth, man, the boas have 4 rows of teeth on the top and 2 rows on the bottom. And they all curve in this way. So when they open their mouth, it's just brutal. You pull your hand this way and it's like a razor. It's terrible. There's no snake stories in the book, actually. Listen, there's enough Lego. I could have written 4 or 5 more books for real. There's a lot that I didn't put in. There's tons that I didn't put in. But hognose are kind of cool. The snakes I had were gorgeous. I mean, like creating an albino boa, that's a cool thing, man. These are things like stuff that would never happen in, if you left up in the natural environment, the likelihood of that happening, because they have to, they have to give birth and live their lives, and somehow the babies come back, and never going to happen. And that was kind of fun. But I'll tell you what, when I got rid of them, when I stopped selling them, I wasn't bummed out about it. I was glad to have them done. Dennis Brace, I hope you're feeling better, dude. Yesterday, Dennis it was Dennis's birthday yesterday. Hope it was good, dude. I know you're in a tough spot. I hope you're getting out of there soon. Mitch Roseberry says, I missed the 25-hour lives. Have you thought about doing another one? Just joking. I know they're not your favorite. I haven't talked to Desiree in years. She's doing her thing, and so I don't know how she's doing. I assume she's good. You know what? The 25-hour ones they were fun, but I gotta tell you, they were really, really difficult. They really were. They were like mentally, they were so draining. Josh says, "You do have issues, Johnny. Of course, you're a snake guy. You want to hear a funny snake story? I'll tell you a funny story. My son, this is like the only really bad time I got bit. I had a female, one of my female albinos. At this point, she was probably probably 7 feet long, 6 or 7 feet long. She was getting there. She was good size, and it was feeding day, and I was feeding all the snakes. And the way I fed my snakes is I would feed them frozen rats. I would take them out of the freezer the night before and thaw them out, and the next day I'd go and feed them. They each get a rat. And I had like a whole room full of adults in their own cages. So it was a lot of rats thawing out. So in the morning, when you go in the tank, they've been thawing out all night. Every snake in that room knows dinner's in the room. They can smell it. Every one of the snakes they're all really active, waiting to get fed because they know it's coming. And I was feeding all the snakes, and I hadn't fed her yet. I think that maybe it was off schedule and she wasn't due to feed, but there was something in the corner of her tank that I think it was a shedding or something that I wanted to remove. I opened the door up, and I remember looking in there I was looking at her going, I'm not within striking distance, because she was super active, but she was far away. I thought, I'm not close enough to get struck by her. I'm thinking, she can't get me. And I reached my hand in. Like, I know I've been handling rats, so my hands have the smell on them. And my hand went in there, and they don't see very well. They smell really good. You know what I mean? So if it smells like a rat, it's moving anywhere near it, it's a rat. So this snake struck, I mean, it must have been 4 feet. She struck. It was like really long way away. And I couldn't believe she got me. It was so quick, I couldn't get my hand out. And normally, I've been bit 1,000 times. And when you get bit by a snake, they bite you. They realize real quick you're not food, and they let go. And they're like, "Man, sorry about that." They don't they don't think you're food. Well, my hands were covered with rat, so it thought I was food. So it struck my hand and coiled around my hand, and it squeezed my hand. So I'm like, there was no getting it off. I mean, its teeth were locked in, and it was just squeezing the heck out. And the way the snake is, the more the prey moves, the more it squeezes. It squeezes until it stops until the prey stops moving. So my hands, now I got blood running down my arm. I had my oldest son. I didn't have my Johnny Jr. or my daughter yet. So my son, it was like lunchtime, and my kid's mom was in the kitchen with my son. And he was in his little seat at the kitchen table. I didn't want to freak him out. I didn't want to freak anybody out. So I took a towel and I wrapped it over the top of the snake. And I walked into the kitchen. I said, "I got a problem." She goes, "What?" I showed it, lifted the towel and showed it to her. I said, "I got a problem." She goes, "What do you want to do?" And, I don't smoke. Smoking cigarettes, like smoke, if you blow smoke into a snake's face, that would work, but I didn't smoke. So I had a couple. Oh, I said, "Give me some alcohol on a rag." I was going to pour alcohol on a rag and stick the rag by its face, so the fume or her face. And there wasn't enough. There was like this much alcohol on the bottom, and there wasn't enough. So I said, fill the sink with water. So I plugged the sink up in the kitchen, and I started the water, and it was like trickling out because the dishwasher was running. I said, "Stop the dishwasher." So she killed the dishwasher, so the water started flowing. It took like probably 2 minutes to get the sink full enough that I could, because my idea is I'm going to stick her under the water. She has to breathe at some point. Right? She's not going to die for the sake of this meal. She'll give up at some point. Self-preservation. So I took the towel off its head. I stuck it into the water. The blood is dripping down my arm. My son never saw it, but my wife was like freaked out by it. And I'm telling you, I stuck it in the water, and that snake hung on to me like 2 or 3 minutes. Like, I would have thought it would have let go a lot sooner than it did. And it started to let go. And when it took its mouth off me, and I grabbed her by the head and got her off me. But the next day, my hand, she got me right here, like her mouth went just like that, or this way. And the next day, my hand the whole hand was black and blue. It looked like you took a magic marker and covered it. It was like black, like it was dying or something, like I had frostbite. And that's like my best snake story as far as getting struck. It was sort of a drag. Australia is awesome because there's some great snakes in Australia, and I'm a snake fan. But I live in the Australia of the United States. For those of you who don't know, Arizona is the Australia of the United States. In fact, I don't know if you saw this. I made a video of this pretty recently. This is I don't know if you'll see it. You aren't going to be able to see it. This thing glows in the dark under a black light. I'm losing the effect on the camera, but there are things here that it's like the only scorpion in America that can kill you lives here in Australia. It's a pretty cool place. Every single plant's got a pricker, a thorn, a spike, a spine that wants to bum you out. It's not even a joke. I'm kind of over the spikes. That's sort of a drag. I'm not digging that part of it. Other than that, though, it's pretty cool. All right, guys, listen, we're going to wrap it up. Tomorrow at 5:30, we're going to do a live stream, but it's going to be just for the bus pass, people, okay? It's a bark scorpion, exactly. Nevada, and Arizona bark scorpion, Brock. And it's funny, I posted a picture of it, so I said, yeah, when I moved, they're all over the place. Apparently, they can kill you. Dizzy's got to send me something. I got to send you something too, dude. I was supposed to go to the mailbox today, but I didn't. I have all your seeds to send you. And I have some surprises in there you don't know about. I would argue Florida. Yeah. But I think, I can kind of see where you'd say that. But I've spent time in Florida, and here it just, I don't know, man. It's funny. If you look around, every lawn is green, but it's just because everybody waters it. This place probably 100 years ago probably looked really different. A couple of years ago, All right, Dominic, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Rick Spicer, thank you for being here. Balake, Sigma Sab, proud of you. Thank you. Congrats on your sobriety, dude. Josh, say again to Riley Rose, good night if you're still watching Riley Rose. Cosmic Christie, thank you. Brock, everybody that was here, J-Caps, everybody, thank you so much. I love you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is just for the bus pass. Boy, am I going to tell some secrets. If you want to hear them, get a bus pass. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5:30. I love you guys. I'm Johnny Scoble, and this was Chase the Heat.